Well, the NFL world was good and strong again this weekend. We welcome you back. uSports Central, Adam Deal and Charles Ashley. Charles, I'll tell you what, man, the NFL does not disappoint.
Never.
It's always legit, and that's why it's the best product that there is. I mean, there's no questioning how strong the NFL is right now.
Exactly.
And it's because of the games are always competitive. You just don't know what's going to happen. So a little NFL recap for you and some friendly debate here on 3 and Out. How about the New England Patriots and Tom Brady saying, you know what, anybody who had any problems with me needs to shut it.
Yeah.
Because he's on fire. Gronkowski's playing like a psycho in a good way.
Yeah. Gronk is healthy.
For the Patriots.
Back.
Look, Peyton Manning looked pedestrian, and it looked like old school Peyton Manning going to Foxborough, didn't it?
So we're sitting in the living room, we're talking, discussing football, and they're talking about his wobbly ball, right? And then a gentleman says, hey, man, it doesn't matter. Peyton Manning's still going to pass for a lot of yards. You could tell the difference of Tom Brady's ball. He's zipping it in there. And then you have Peyton Manning, wobbly ball going everywhere.
Control, okay?
No, did you expect a blowout?
No. I thought
this is
Patriots
what
could win.
Yeah, but
I think it's a good sign for the rest of the NFL because it looked like the Broncos were clear-cut favorites. And now everyone's like, wait a minute. We can beat. This is what I'm curious about, is the Broncos' defense was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Not last night, they were not.
Well,
right? I mean,
they put him in some bad
Tom Brady was
situations,
tossing around. How about LaFell? Like Brandon LaFell, who knew who Brandon LaFell was?
He went to LSU.
I mean, yeah, okay. And I also know that he played with Carolina last year, but he never really had crazy games. No. Well, Tom Brady, that's what he does. Tom Brady takes these mediocre players, or at least you think they're mediocre, and he turns them into somebody that you know.
Yeah, mediocre by league standards.
With some time.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was like Edelman. You know, Julian Edelman was a quarterback. No one knew who Julian Edelman was.
Nope.
Now he's back there killing people in fantasy because I played the guy who had Edelman.
How'd that feel?
It hurt.
Okay.
But I'm going to win. So it doesn't matter.
I'm not.
So,
Again.
But Brady, you know, you got Gronk healthy. That defense is playing lights out. Even with the injury to Gerard Mayo, they're still performing well. So that was a big-time win for them. How about them Cowboys?
Well, you know, I kind of expected that. I think the Cowboys obviously can see. I think Cowboy fans and the Cowboy organization, everyone can see how important Tony actually is.
Finally,
to the organization. I'm not saying that they win with Tony Romo, and you don't know that, but you're pretty sure. I mean, the defense played well enough for them to win, wouldn't you say?
I'm betting they win that game if a healthy Tony Romo is in the game, they're winning that game.
I think Cowboy fans need to relax. I think they're okay.
This was kind of a blessing in disguise. This is what I think. You see the value of Tony Romo. You say, wow. You see how bad Brandon Wheat is? And they let him pass 33 times. Yeah. So with a Romo, you can't crowd the box with 9 guys because he makes those plays. He'll make those passes to Dez Bryant to win. Bryant didn't have a catch till the 4th quarter.
And a lot of that had to do with Patrick Peterson, by the way. He's nasty.
Yeah, he's good.
All right, watch out, Richard Sherman, because I think Peterson might be better.
Oh, he's a way better athlete.
Yeah, I think Tony then finds Terrence Williams and more Whitman and just kind of opens the game up. Yeah. But nonetheless, Cowboys dropped to 6-3, and how about them Cardinals?
I just wanted to say, don't panic.
What about them Cardinals?
Fans,
I mean, they are 7-1, best record in the NFL.
Hey, they're sitting pretty.
Yes, they are.
Frisco's losing.
What do you think about that?
Seattle's looking shaky.
What do you think about Colin Kaepernick fumbling? Now, it looked like he might have got in.
No, but the ruling was he fumbled.
And you couldn't see anything. And he did fumble at first, and then he fumbled again. He might have gotten in first. Who knows? Colin Kaepernick, he just can't get it done.
Why is this game even close? San Francisco on offense is at full strength. You know, but they're doing what you've been talking about. They're passing the ball. You know, they're not running the ball with Frank Gore. Frank Gore sitting on the sideline half of the game, not even getting reps. I just don't know what's going on out there right now because Austin Davis was literally trying to give them the game. For the
Niners look terrible.
They're trying to give them the game.
What about Ben Roethlisberger? That's 2
Lights
times
out.
in a
Lights
row
out.
that he's, 2 in a row.
Lights out.
2 in a row.
6 touchdowns.
No, he saw 6 touchdowns, 2 games in a row. That's an NFL record. 12 touchdowns the last 2 games, and the Pittsburgh Steelers smashed Baltimore.
The beginning of that game, you thought the Ravens were about to run away with it. They sacked Ben 3 straight times, forced a turnover. They're rolling. The momentum's in their favor, and all of a sudden, Big Ben just goes off. Antonio Brown, I don't know what's going on. I've never seen a guy really fully recreate themselves. Because Big Ben was more of, I can
What-
throw the ball.
where did this come
scramble the
from?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
Do you remember 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, Cleveland hammers
Yes.
Pittsburgh, hammers them, and everyone's like, "Well, Pittsburgh's terrible."
They're done.
And now they're on this, there's tear, and Ben Roethlisberger in this offense is clicking. Le'Veon Bell,
Yeah.
LeGarrette Blount, you mentioned Antonio Brown, Heath Miller,
they're doing
all
it.
these players. And when Ben Roethlisberger's playing like this, they're going to be tough to beat. And how about Harrison? I mean, looking like the old school Harrison.
You know what's crazy? And remember when he came back, we brought it up on the show, like, oh, it helps with stability, but he's probably a little older. I noticed last night what he brings to that team. He brings that Steeler mentality.
The toughness.
Those guys
Old
they were
school
feeding
toughness,
off of
yeah.
Harrison because now they're flying around, they're making plays. So I can see that was a big time move for the Steelers bringing him back.
All right, so we got one more game, Monday Night Football tonight, and so moving on here, it's the Colts. It's the Colts taking on
The Giants.
the New York Football Giants. I don't think this is even a question, right? I mean, who's going to win
Really?
this game? It's not a question.
It's
Andrew
in
Luck.
New York, but it's in New York.
Where?
MetLife Stadium.
What does that mean?
Okay, so real quick, Andrew Luck. I love Andrew Luck. He's about to have another phenomenal game. I just think the Giants don't have enough weapons. Jennings is out. Eli's been still struggling with that.
Victor
that
Cruz
offense.
out for the
Cruz
season.
is out. I don't know who the heck the receivers
That
are.
offensive line is trash. It's pure garbage.
Reggie Wayne comes back tonight.
Reggie
T.Y.
Wayne's gonna come
Hilton.
back. I don't think the Colts have any problem. I think they're going to blow them out 34-10.
Wow, 34-10?
34-10.
34. I'm going.
Mark that down. Look at that.
Touchdown machine right here.
Except
Bradshaw.
I need Bradshaw not to score points
He's going to
against
score
me in
tonight.
fantasy.
He's scoring.
Okay?
Bradshaw's going to have
So-
2 touchdowns, and the Colts will run away with it 28-13.
So you were trying to set it up like you were going to take the Giants. Come on.
28-13. I'm not picking the Giants. They don't even have anybody.
Look, Eli Manning, he just lost all his weapons this year.
Yeah.
Jennings was looking really good running the
Looking really
football.
well,
He really was, and then his injury hurt. But I think Victor Cruz losing a target. Now you have to have
Yeah.
Randall step up. Beckett,
Beckham's
the
been
rookie
looking
looks
good, but he's not.
But it's just not
He's
enough,
not ready.
right?
Yeah, and then Andre Williams, another rookie, he's carrying the load. He's their feature back, and you touch it. That line is just
Quickly.
trash, like you said.
Speaking of New York, how about the old school Jets quarterback Mark Sanchez now going to be playing for the Eagles because Nick Foles is out. They think
collarbone, no,
6
it's
to 8
confirmed.
weeks,
Yeah.
right? Butt fumble?
Sanchez, the Sanchez.
Come on back. We got some playoff picture for you.
He's coming back?
uSports Central.
I like him though.
That's ridiculous.